So now that we've seen the different tabs and buttons and toolbars that the Unity editor offers us, let's go ahead and look at how we navigate around inside the scene view and how we make certain things work. What I'm doing right now is I'm right-clicking my mouse. By right-clicking my mouse, I'm entering something called fly-through mode. So I am able to right-click and hold and just sort of drag my mouse around and kind of change the way things look. If you've ever played a first-person based game or in a 3D game where you are the player, you kind of get the idea of what it is. I'm moving my mouse and I'm looking around. I can utilize, while the right mouse button is down, the WASD keys. W moves me forward, S moves me back, A moves me left, and D moves me right. Very much like a first-person game. So utilizing these controls, I can do some very neat little movements and kind of get myself to where I need to be. Now, with these controls, this is primarily how I navigate my scene. So, if we're ever moving, say, in a very large scene, and it's taking us a long time to move around, while holding the right mouse button, I can also hold the shift button with my left hand, and now any movements I do will be much faster, right? It enables me to move much more quickly around my scene. That's a really easy way to kind of move around and see things from a bunch of different angles. It's a really nice way to navigate. I can also utilize the scroll wheel on my mouse, just like this, and that will allow me to kind of zoom in and zoom out of the scene. Alternately, if I hold down Alt, I can zoom in from my mouse's position. So you can see if I move my mouse up here and I hold down Alt, I can zoom to that position. If I move down here and hold Alt, down to that position, so on and so forth. And then I can hold down Alt and drag and kind of rotate about whatever I'm currently focused on, such as this. So using these controls, it becomes very easy to kind of see the different items. Maybe you get in there and you need to zoom in or zoom out to get close to items and kind of navigate our scene. Now, let's say we're really far out like this, or we don't necessarily know where our objects are. Let's say I wanted to rotate my camera. I could select my camera in the hierarchy tab, which we now can see the camera's item, and we can see the field of view of the camera. We also get this nice little preview, and I can hit the F key. The F key will focus me on that item. If I choose the cube and I hit the F key, and it allows me to see where these items are by hitting the F key and center them upon the screen. So once we have an item selected, we saw these handles before that allow us to move our items around our scene like such. We can also, instead of clicking up here, like clicking the hand tool and clicking the rotation tool, we can use the Q, W, E, R keys to pick those items for us so we don't necessarily have to leave the scene. So let's say I wanted to select the hand tool, I could just hit Q. And that selects the hand tool for me. If I wanted to translate, I could hit W. That brings up my translation handles. E brings up my rotation. And R brings up my scaling. So it's a real simple way to kind of move through these different tools without moving my mouse or looking away from the scene view. And once you get used to using them, it becomes almost second nature there.